Welcome back to Bleach, 1000-Year Blood War. This screen is all white, so I can't see what the fucking title is, but I know it's called Friend. Anyways, last time, it was Shunsui, it was Nanao, it was Backstory, it was Lilibaro getting his ass obliterated by God's Light, whatever the fuck. Anyways, we know it's going to be Basby versus Haschwalth. Let's just see what happens, okay? We got 3 episodes left. I just checked. I think I have to check when the new core starts, but I'm pretty sure it starts in like a week. So we gotta get these last 3 episodes out. Anyways, where the fuck's the play button? Okay. Huh? He is sickly. Look at his arm. I didn't realize they were like contemporary like that. I don't know. Haschwalth always gave me an idea of like he's older. We're just going right into it. Damn. We're really going right into it, dude. That is interesting. He does use a sword usually. Quincy's used bows, but he's... Okay, I was complaining last episode, but not getting a lot of good animation. Or like, animation that I want to see, so I'm excited. Oh. Ah. I'm just really smart. You're not bad. Probably not good if you got all those bruises. I don't give a shit. Sorry, what's her face's Bankai in Core 2? I've heard people talk about how it's like predictive of the future. So I'm trying to think of like all of them, because Lilibaro's was like he got shot full of holes and the sniper kind of thing. I think Haschwalth was in fire. What's happening here? Oh! Hello? What is happening? Oh, why are they attacking? They're all Quincy's. What's going on? So you've always hated him. Okay. This was before, when he had his eyes, too. Before he met, or encountered Osho. So, like, how long do these Quincy's live? I thought they were, like, human aging, but I guess not. The plot is thickening and thickening. Like, what is... How did they go from this to working with him? Interesting. He's so strong now, though. So, like... I'm fascinated. He's nobility? Okay, so why are you here then? Why are you even here recruiting if you don't want to recruit them? Ah! He's crazy. Like, I have faith in him, but... Oh! Maybe not. Maybe he does. Maybe... maybe not. Oh. Because of his eyes. He knew about Haschwalth. What? Bazard Black? That's his actual name? It's like Black Bolt. He's so jealous. Like, trust in him. Trust that he will follow through with the plan. Oh. Okay. Damn. And you took a shot at him? Oh. So it's been like that since then? No. How did you... What? What happened the other time? Because he's stronger than you. You haven't lost to him because he's stronger than you, unfortunately. What's your deal, bro? It's the way he doesn't care. Like, what do you care about, dude? Teardrop? Nope. Nothing from him. Just like, what is your deal? I like the episode. I don't know. It's a weird spot of like, it was fine. More Haschwalth. Okay. Okay, interesting episode. I don't know how to feel about it. Like, obviously, they did their darndest to make me care about Bazby. I still, like, I feel like subjectively, I really don't care. But, like, objectively, I feel bad for him. It's hard to say, but, you know, we're led to believe that there was this camaraderie between the two. But really, we only have Bazby's side of the story, you know. What we know for fact is that Bazby hated Yuhabaha for the attack on whatever encampment castle place they lived in. And I guess they didn't really live together at all. It's just they were kind of neighbors, basically. But anyways, that initial attack happens. That's what makes Bazby hate Yuhabaha. He says, hey, I have a plan. Let's join forces with Yuhabaha and we'll stab him in the back. Haschwalth, we never really get his side of the story. The only thing we know about him is that he was abused by his uncle and he didn't have any powers. Like, that's all we really know about him. We didn't know his sort of thoughts about anything going on. So I like the storytelling aspect of that, as far as, like, I feel bad for Bazby because he's kind of created this story in his head about, like, you know, this is our revenge. It's us against him. But really, it's just him against Yuhabaha, and then by extension, it's him against Haschwalth. So I wish there was a way to, like, get this backstory more spread out throughout either this core or, like, all three cores. But I know Core 1 was really about the Soul Reapers more of. Core 2 was very much It to me, Core 1 was very like, about the war. It's about the training arc. It's about growing stronger, revelations. Core 2 had a lot of, I don't want to say sympathizing, but there was a lot of like POV. We're the Quincy's. We have the Grammy. That episode was very much about his headspace a lot of the time. Ask Note, we got a little bit on him to sort of flesh his character out. So yeah, there was a few episodes there where it like really felt like, okay, why are we like on the Quincy side for a minute? Even when Renji shows up with his new Bankai, I think I mentioned my reaction to that episode that it's very much like the Soul Reapers in that episode. Yes, we from all our history and stuff, we want the Soul Reapers to be winning, but they really played at the point of like the superstar masked, whatever his fucking name is. He's like the protagonist of the episode because it's playing up that luchador angle. It's playing up like the wrestling kind of heel and all that stuff. And then Renji coming in is like, I'm the villain or whatever. So I love that they really played with our expectations about who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. Obviously, throughout Core 2, it was, we still want the Soul Reapers to be winning, but there was just a few episodes where it felt very much like, okay, why are we getting so much info on the Quincy's? I think even that first episode of the Core 2, it was like, we got to see the sort of behind the scenes of Uryu getting named the successor and sort of how everyone feels about that. So there was just a lot of scenes of that getting us familiar with the Quincy's. And so I think they could have sprinkled in a little bit more earlier stuff with Bazby and Haschwalth, because right now it's just like, okay, it's very obvious Bazby is not going to be able to do whatever the fuck he's doing or what he wants to do. And so I think just playing this whole episode as a flashback basically was really detrimental because it's too little too late for me. That said, it is a lot of cool information as far as, again, sort of the timeline as far as Yuhabaha is concerned, like, the 1,000 years and then 200 years ago, this is before the 1,000 years, I guess, because he still has his eyes and he still has some of those people that we saw as corpses from the first attack. So, like, yeah, it's just cool to flesh out the timeline. I don't know. I just from an emotional standpoint, I really don't care. Again, I do feel bad for Bazby, but at the same time, you should have seen this coming. And he's not really upset about it. What pisses me off though is Haschwalth has no emotion. Like, we don't get to see any bit of like, what is he thinking? Why did he choose to be with Yuhabaha? Obviously, again, we're taking the perspective of Bazby throughout this whole episode, so we don't get to see anybody else's thoughts on what's going on, other than just where he is. We only get to see others' voices and opinions when he is in the scene. But I really would like to, and I hope that either the next episode or the episode after, we'll get to see, okay, what is Haschwalth? Why did Haschwalth join up? What does it really mean that he's the other half, and his power, explaining his powers a little bit more about, like, he can gain powers or whatever, he siphons, no, he doesn't siphon powers, sorry, I'm I'm implanting that in my head as that's what his ability is, because of the balance and stuff. That's kind of what I think is happening. But I guess from what we've stated here in this episode, it's that he kind of enables other people's abilities. And then, they mentioned something about when Yuhabaha goes to sleep, he takes over as the powers or something. I don't know. They mentioned that in the other core also, but I'm just having a hard time understanding what makes Haschwalth so special. Why is he doing what he's doing? What are his actual powers? I just want a little bit more information on him, concrete. And then maybe I'll feel bad afterwards about like their whole dynamic and stuff. But just from this single episode about, I don't really care that Bazby died. He kind of a cool character though. But maybe I'm also biased because I really don't like fire type characters. I really don't care about. If you get to choose one of the 4 elements in a game, I'm always going lightning. I'm always going like air, that kind of shit. So I don't really care about fire powers. So maybe that's why I'm like don't care as much about Bazby. But yeah, interested to see where we're going from here. And again, just like what is he thinking? I wanted to see him like cry one tear, but he doesn't care at all. So I don't know. Anyways, leave your thoughts down in the comments below. 2 more episodes left. I might watch them tonight. I was planning to watch them throughout this week, but honestly, I'm kind of on a roll, so... anyways, doesn't really matter for you guys. Thanks for watching. Leave thoughts on the comments below. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.